make a library useful. 34. Pass. Barely. It does take you several hours. At first, Artie gives you trouble, but eventually he shrugs his shoulders and leaves you in the care of the receptionist. After a while, you find a single article relevant to the mystery school. Excellent. What did the article say?
Sorry for all the pauses here. I've got a tickle in my throat, and it will not go away! Oh my goodness!
The story relates to a family of squatters that moved onto the property a couple of years ago. The story says that the family apparently went mad and had to be removed, making this the third batch of people who went on the property to suffer an ill fate recently. 10 years prior to the squatters, a group of county surveyors who assessed the property had to be taken to the hospital afterwards. They said that there were some environmental hazards. 3 years after that, a missing person was found having committed suicide with a kitchen knife on the property. And then that last incident with the squatters happened a couple of years ago. Does the article mention any names for these people? For the surveyors and the missing person who committed suicide, no. The family of squatters is referred to as the Macarios. Sounds like I've learned about all there is to learn here. Time to join the others. Indeed, but first let's see what those others are up to.
Alright, Jessica and 2 guns at school.
Man, this place is creepy. We're not even at the school yet, and even the neighborhood is creepy.
Hey, broad? Damn! What's appropriate gangster slang for this?
Either of those is fine.
Hey, dame, this ain't nothing. I've been in a lot tougher parts of town than this. We just need to ask around.
There's hardly anyone's around. A few people can be seen in the broken windows of the apartment building watching.
It's just a rough neighborhood. Let's just look around and talk to anyone we find.
So you're looking for anyone at all?
Yeah.
Just a moment. 40, alright.
What did you roll a die for?
Never you mind. You'll come across a Mr. Dooley, who's pushing a rusty old cart around. On the cart he has newspapers and cigars advertised. Are the cigars any good? Not really, though you are not a big cigar aficionado. Even you can tell that these are not high-quality cigars. Rare, really, merely even the price suggests so.
Hey, how much for a paper?
2 cents.
I have them a nickel. I'll take one. Keep the change, bud.
He seems quite happy with your gift. He has a big smile.
Hey, bud, quick question. That creepy skull over there, what's the deal with it?
He draws back a bit. Obviously, it is not a topic he relishes. I really need to know. Both of you roll against your APP. Jenny can roll with advantage since she gave the guy extra cash.
Sweet. Let's see. APP. Dang, did not have a ton of points in there.
Your character's not ugly, she's just unique.
Thanks, Samurai. Very helpful. So let's see. I need a 35 or below. 48. Rolling again. 71. Dang.
Jessica. 78.
Dang.
Actually, that's a pass for me. I have 85 APP.
Dang, you're hot.
Thank you.
I guess that's short for appeal.
Mr. Dooley seems affected by young Jessica's plaintive appeal. All right, young miss. He takes a pipe out of his coat pocket, lights it, and begins smoking it. The tobacco aroma is rich and herby. He leans against his cart and gestures towards the school. The place has been abandoned for nigh on a century. Doesn't mean people haven't been through it, though. I remember about 40 years ago, when I was little, and the owner used to mill around the place. Old Corbett, his name was. Quiet man, didn't say much. Went to the church that used to stand over yonder. Here he gestures to what appears to be a ruined stone building about 3 blocks south. After he died, weren't no one really around the place, and ain't no one ever tried to knock it down or reuse the land. About a couple of years ago, a family of folks started squatting on the property.
Oh ho! Just as Monica found out over at the newspaper.
Hey, it's keeping track of the order we do things in.
Hush, your character doesn't know about that yet. Dooley's still talking. It does still have running water and whatnot. The landlord pays the bills regular. But then a year after they moved in, the father had some kind of accident and went real mad, like screaming mad, talking about some kind of black ghost with burning eyes and such nonsense. He taps his pipe against his cart. And Natsuki, what are you smiling about?
Oh, nothing. I just think it's really cute the way you're portraying this guy and getting way into character.
Oh, well, he tips his cap and moves his coat away.
Wait, did you have any more questions for him, Jessica? No, I don't think so.
Well then, meeting up with the rest of the group now.
Yeah.
And so our heroes assemble back in John's favorite bar to discuss their findings.
Do we actually need to have a conversation about the stuff we found, even though we already heard it out of character?
You do not. In a breathless conversation, you will quickly describe what you found in your respective investigations.
What interests me the most is the evidence that bad stuff really has happened here. I don't really care much about what happened 100 years ago, but a bunch of people getting mysteriously hurt or driven insane one after the other. Sucked. I want to know more about this last group, the Macarios. Dang, I should have asked Dooley what happened to them. Dooley now, I guess. You could always try to find them again. Yeah, he probably wouldn't know what happened to them anyway, now that I think about it. Well, we could do another round of investigation where we try to look up records on the Macarios. Maybe we could find out where they ended up.
Even if we found them, what would they tell us if they've gone mad? I mean, I'm sure they could tell us lots of stuff, but none of it would be useful.
I wonder. Well, let's do like a vote. We could try to find information about the Macarios, or we could start going to the school. All those in favor of getting information about the Macarios.
Only John raises his hand.
And all those in favor of heading to the school.
And here everyone else raises their hand.
Well, that sounds settled then, unless John really has any objections. Well, that's fine. But we should think about some ground rules before we go. It sounds like, based on our investigation so far, it could be potentially dangerous. So let's have a plan to get back out at all times. Let's also come armed. Even Jessica and the professor should get a weapon before we go there. Oh, and we should get flashlights too, in case we have to go into sunlight areas. We should probably go during the day, not at night. That would be spooky otherwise. Yes, true. But let's also still bring flashlights, because even so, we might have to go into a room with no light from outside. Yeah, and let's bring a first aid kit just in case. Man, you pansies can bring all the stuff you want. All I need are my 2 guns.
All I can think to bring is just a notepad and photographic equipment. It is super hard to bring cameras to places in the... is it super hard to bring cameras to places in the 1920s? Do you need, like, those stands and long exposure times and stuff? Goodness, it's a difficult morning to record. Like, my nose is getting all stuffed up, and my constantly salivating. My throat continues to tickle. It's a big mess, dear viewer. I apologize if the voice acting takes a dip.
No, portable cameras exist in the 1920s. They are not particularly cheap, but you could probably afford to get one if you want. Or alternately, you could try to borrow your university's equipment.
That seems like the more economical option. How about we meet at the school in 2 days? We can take tomorrow off, get our stuff together, and then the morning after that we can meet there before we go for it.
Sounds good to me.
Very well, the group disperses and you all retrieve the items you discussed bringing. 2 days pass, and on the morning of the second day, you all assemble at the school.
Man, this is a lot creepier than I was expecting. I've just had an idea. Maybe we should go check out the creepy ruins church that guy was a part of instead. You know, it will probably be just as creepy there as it is here, right? If not creepier. Man. Alright. Let's just go for it! Maybe we should spread out and search the whole school as quickly as possible. No way. It's one thing to split us up when we're safe. Entirely different to split us up in a maybe dangerous situation. Yeah, agreed. I think we need to stick together and help each other out if something happens. Alright, makes sense. I guess we just, walk in the front door.
You stand in a long hallway. Some doors are open on either end of the hallway. Far at the other end, you can see that the hallway leads into a stairwell that leads both up and down.
Man, I say we should go to those stairs and head down. The sucky evil is absolutely going to be in the creepy basement. Maybe, or maybe not. I think we ought to have a careful look around before we confront whatever the sucky evil is. Assuming it is in the basement. I agree with Monica. I mean, John.
Yeah, agreed. First door on the left, how about that?
Okay, cool. Sounds good to me.
This is obviously an old classroom. Cobwebs are everywhere. In addition to the old rotting desks, there's a bunch of other junk here.
Like what?
A couple of rusted old bicycles, some paper bags, and a wooden cupboard which has been boarded shut.
The cupboard! We need to open the cupboard!
How? We didn't bring anything to deal with a piece of furniture being boarded up.
No, but maybe there's something around. I'll look around for something I could force the boards with, like a crowbar or something.
Does not appear to be a crowbar here. You could probably get some pretty heavy pieces of wood by breaking down some of the older furniture and desks here. But having a heavy wooden club probably wouldn't be enough to get you through the boards which are keeping the club or the cupboard closed.
How old is the cupboard?
You can't tell. It looks about as old as all the other wooden furniture in here. It's certainly not new, and it's probably been here for many decades.
I could just try to bypass the boards and just break the cupboard to get what's inside. If there is anything inside, then you might destroy whatever's in there if you just smash the cupboard. We could alternatively just keep looking around instead of becoming weirdly fixated on the cupboard. It's a locked container, John. It must be opened. I punch the cupboard as hard as I can. What? I punch the cupboard as hard as I can.
Well, let's see. Give me a strength roll, please, Natsuki.
77.
You punch the cupboard and it does not give at all. Your knuckles are not not scraped a little. You could try to push the roll by getting a running start or punching without regard to the health of your hand, for instance.
And give you excuse to take away hit points? No way. We'll shoot our way into this cupboard.
Janie, that's really not a good idea, I think. That's almost certain to damage or destroy whatever's inside. There's gotta be a better way to go about it. Let's look around. Maybe we'll find something useful for prying off boards in another room.
Good point. Before I go, I pull on the boards themselves to see if any of them are loose or poorly attached.
They are all securely nailed to the cupboard.
It was worth a try. Alright, we can come back to this. On to the next room.
The next room on the left side of the hallway.
Yeah, the left side as we go in. Man, there's nothing in here but piles of wood. Yeah, there's nothing in here except some coal and a bunch of umbrellas. Wait, there's a door here with a bunch of bolts and locks on it.
I think that's a side door to the outside.
Oh, dang.
This room appears to be a long abandoned washroom. Very occasionally, you can hear a distant drop of water plinking and echoing through the empty halls of the school.
I turn one of the spigots.
Nothing happens.
No surprise there, I suppose.
I go around looking in all the water troughs.
In one of the water troughs, you'll find what appear to be the remnants of an improvised larder. There are some boxes of rice here, and a metal pot hanging from one of the spigots over some ash. There are a few bottles of what appears to be homemade wine as well. Also some canned food.
Interesting. Must be from the last group of people who were squatting here.
I look around for anything I could use as a crowbar for that cupboard. Honestly, Janie, you don't need to obsess so much about the cupboard. It's just a cupboard. And like we said, we don't even know if anything is in it. Let's just focus a little bit and try to thoroughly search the school first. Thorough search for a crowbar-like item.
Roll a spot hidden.
23.
You'll find a thinnish metal rod. It seems reasonably sturdy, and is thin enough to fit behind the planks of the cupboard, you think. If you can apply enough strength to it, and if it's solid enough not to bend or break, it might be useful to pry the planks off the cupboard.
Awesome! I run back to the room with the cupboard to try and pry it open.
All by yourself, huh?
Wait, no, we agreed to stay together. We need to go stop her. Janie, wait! The name is 2 guns. Right, yes, 2 guns. We need to stick together. And I need to get at what's inside that cupboard. Totally fine, I have no problem with that. But also, let's go together. Don't just run off like that. We need to work as a team. And...
The unmistakable sound of wood floorboards creaking comes from above you.
She might just be trying to freak us out with the atmosphere. Come on, Natsuki, role-playing. I think we ought to check it out. If something's moving around upstairs, we need to know right now. Or right away. Maybe it was just the building settling or something.
A series of tapping sounds now comes from upstairs as well.
I think there's someone up there. We should go clear it before we get... Yeah, we should go clear it before we keep looking around or making a ton of noise.
Well, maybe it's just another splitter or someone friendly. Or, maybe... Come on, let's go upstairs. I whispered that, by the way, in case it matters.
Understood. You head up the stairs.
Ugh, another hallway. Which room do you think the tapping came from? I guess that answers that question. Let's go. Be careful. Oh, it looks kind of empty in here.
While the room is mostly empty, there are a few items in the room.
Yeah, items not immediately visible, apparently.
There are several items. Specifically, there's a cupboard and also a large desk, probably formerly the teacher's desk.
I looked through the cupboard! And then the desk!
Of course you do, one thing at a time. Roll a spot hidden on the cupboard.
3! Fuck yes!
You thoroughly search the cupboard and are left completely confident that there's nothing in it.
God damn it! What about the desk?
I will allow the same spot hidden roll to suffice. There's nothing in the desk.
But one time I really nailed a roll, too. Have you guys found anything? It doesn't look like there's anything to find. I mean, I guess I could go around and tapping the walls to see if anything's whole, but other than that... I think getting into the cupboard downstairs is a more productive use of time. You're right, I think.
Everyone make a spot hidden roll. Just tell me if you pass or not. Standard difficulty.
Fail.
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
In that case, everyone's eyes but Jessica's are slowly drawn to the window. The window which, yes, is off to your right here, or there, and maybe not visible to some hypothetical person standing a few feet in front of you, facing you.